Walmart order's on the way.
What'd you get?
Dog food.
We tired from.
Waking up early?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Podcast time?
Yes. Time?
Time? Let's over this way a little bit. Is she in the middle? Am I in the middle? You okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, y'all are both down my
Okay.
thirds.
Long as we're in the middle.
I feel like the table got turned or something. I feel
Maybe.
like we're a little
Maybe that's
weird
what it was.
spot.
So, last conversation we had, Maddie, you had one after me, and I had one after you. But the last conversation we had definitely got a lot of traction in our church. A lot of people, I felt like it helped, and some conversations that were started inside of families because of our conversations. Since then, let's say a month later or so, maybe a little more than that. Since then, let's kind of give an update on where we're at, and we'll talk through some other topics when it comes to mental health.
Okay. I definitely am feeling better mentally. I've had really good weeks. They did put me on a new medicine, and it generally takes, they say it takes a good 6 to 8 weeks for it to truly like start working in your system. And I believe it is working because I do feel better. There are definitely still moments of anxiousness, which I'm coming to realize will never go away.
Again, we don't want to say never. Like, everybody's going to feel anxious, but the way you handle anxiousness, you will get better at it to where
I will understand that is
yeah, this is one of our
this is one of our bugaboos, right?
This is one of our battles, right? Because she'll say this is never going away, and then tomorrow she'll just have a bad day and say, you know, when I said it yesterday, I started feeling a certain way because I said this will never go away. No. Everybody feels anxious at times. So yes, the feeling of anxiousness, everybody's going to deal with.
Yes.
But the way you have handled it, you are going to get to a place to where you don't have to handle it like you handled it the past couple years, to where you are going to be to where you're going to have the tools, be it through therapy or through medication. You have the tools in place, your chemical imbalances in place, and all the things in place to where anxiety or anxious moments won't affect you like they have over the past few years.
Right. And I was going to say that.
I know, but sometimes I have to catch you before, you know how we work.
Yes.
It's just one of those things where I don't like you putting yourself in a place to where it feels, because when you feel hopeless, that's whenever a lot of, moments of this feels hopeless. That's whenever a lot of those moments happen. So whenever I catch conversations of, oh no, that almost feels like she's talking about it being hopeless. No, it's not. Let's straighten it out right now before it gets any further.
Right.
So continue. Sorry.
Nope. Yeah, I'm doing better. My coping skills are doing better. I know that always helps whenever I know that the meds are working, is that when I do have a moment of anxiousness that would normally overtake me or, make me spiral down, like it tends to do, that I'm able to, I don't want to say like snap out of it easily, but I'm able to recognize what's going on and kind of say, nope, that's not truth. This is just what this is, and you're going to be fine. So
yeah, stuff like Cammie was sick this week.
Yeah, I've definitely felt a little bit more anxious this week. Cammie has the flu, A and B. How do you get both strains at one time? I don't know.
But that's always a big a trigger of
sickness,
some sort.
Yeah, in the family is a trigger. And it's only a trigger since he, got sick with COVID.
With COVID.
Yes, and went to the hospital. That's the only reason it gets like that. So of course I get, oh gosh, that, and then what else was there that has like made me? I wrote it down in my journal this morning, like the different things that would, for me, that would bring on like anxiousness. There's a couple different things. Well, something was last week.
We treated the yard. That was the day. Remember, and you were like,
Right. We
came
like
home from the
pre-treated.
thing, and we did the
Right.
house, and we treated the yard, which then always kind of brings back old memories of, that time.
Right. So, I'm just learning what my triggers are and what I need to do and what I don't need to do, and which is good. Like it's a journey. Living with. Can I say living with anxiety, or living with moments of anxiousness?
Sure.
Is that better?
Sure.
Is a journey. And whenever you've had like traumatic experiences, because I mean, they might not be traumatic to everybody, but to me, they were traumatic.
Right.
It takes a while for your brain to heal from those traumatic experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So it is still a journey that I am working out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And last time when Joseph and Carson were in here, we talked about that journey from our perspective a little bit. Did you ever watch that?
No.
You should have.
No, y'all did that. I'll watch that.
We talked about the journey from our perspective a little bit because both of our wives, or all three of our wives, kind of struggle with it a little bit. And so we talked about understanding and being thoughtful and understanding that sometimes, although what is actually happening isn't what's actually happening to you. And so because you're saying this is how I feel, I have to understand her feelings are actually true. Although it may not look like it's true, like, hey, just get over it, like you used to be towards people. Your feelings are actually true. What you're dealing with is actually truth. And so, we have to work through even some of those conversations and, okay, what does this mean? How does this do? And honestly, like when you get in moments like you've been in the last, few weeks, months or whatever, you tend to want to stretch yourself and do things that I know are going to be potentially anxious moments. Like, hey, let's go travel.
Yes.
And traveling always makes you anxious.
Makes me anxious. Has always.
And you're like, hey, I'm going to Paris with this person, and let's go to Disney, and we're going on a cruise, and we're doing, and so you have all of these things that you're planning and setting up, and I'm glad to set them up with you. I'm happy to walk that out with you. But I have a little bit of, PTS of the last time we were here, this happened. So I have to be I feel like I'm almost cautious entering into different, moments like that. Just sheerly because I don't know what to expect when we get there or when you leave for this or whatever it may be.
Right. Yeah. I think with me, sometimes it's for the traveling thing. It's like I'm trying to prove to myself that what has happened in previous travels.
Yep.
We went on a Disney cruise and I had just started a different medicine, and it started an old medicine that I had taken myself off of. Don't ever take yourself off of medicines. And then I was starting to get anxious again, so I put myself back on the dose I was at instead of starting small, and it totally just messed me up.
Let's talk through that, and then we're gonna get back to the Disney cruise. Let's talk through that. So Maddie felt really good. We were on for our 20th anniversary. We went to Hawaii.
Yes, we were.
Maddie,
yes.
we
were blessed.
We were blessed. It was amazing. Yes. Once in a lifetime opportunity, incredible.
Yes.
Maddie felt so good prior to that season.
I had felt I'd been doing really well.
Really
and
good.
I knew that when we were going on the trip that I was going to run out of my anxiety medicine that I was prescribed. So I didn't take it because I didn't want to run out. And I knew normally once if me and him get away, and we're experiencing new things, it kind of keeps my mind at bay, like, oh, so it's like an exciting thing. So I knew I would be okay. But then I felt so good in Hawaii. I was like, oh, it's because I'm off this medicine. Like,
Right.
I don't want to get back on it. Like,
Right.
maybe the medicine is what was making it.
Which is always a battle for you,
Yes.
the medication aspect of it. I don't want to
It
be
is.
on medicine, but it helps. And so it's this weird, conundrum that you find yourself in always. And
Always.
you're always a self-proclaimed, maybe you don't proclaim it, but you are you feel like you're a doctor.
I don't feel like I'm a doctor. I just think I've researched enough to probably know more than the doctors.
So you took yourself off your medicine.
I took myself off the medicine
And
did really good until July.
yeah, really good.
But
And then
we had traveled a whole lot that summer.
Yep.
Because we had General Assembly, right? No. No.
we had traveled a lot, though.
We traveled a lot.
Yeah,
though.
we had a lot of.
Just traveling in general, again, makes me anxious.
So go from that to, I think that was General Assembly year.
No.
No?
That was last year.
So anyways, get off of that.
Yeah.
Fast forward to
August.
not telling the doctor that you stopped your medication.
Right, I did not tell her.
And then a couple of months of doing great, and then I'm not doing great again, so I'm just going to start. The doctor started you here with, whatever it was, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you start at 5 immediately, in your car, hitting it. Your car doesn't go very well when you start in 5th gear.
Right, no.
And so your body kind of reacted in a way of,
Yes.
This is not right. I don't know what you did to me, but this is not right.
Right. It was very, it was a very, I would say, scary situation.
Scary. Yeah.
Yes.
Very dark, very lot of things that you don't even like talking about. And thankfully you have to me and a therapist, a lot of that's where we started battling the intrusive thoughts and learning things like a thought is just a thought. It's neither good nor bad. It's just a thought. And working through some of those things. And so some of that now, amazing that now some of that PTSD is from medicine. And every time a medicine change happens, you have these, oh no, how is this going to affect me, and what is this going to look like? And so, and that's on any medication. It's just
Any medicine that messes
that
with
affects
your
you, yeah.
chemicals in your brain.
Yeah. And so fast forward, we are full force back trying to start in 5th gear. It's not working. It's throwing you off very badly. Pack 5 of us on a Disney cruise into a 250 square foot room and with 3 teenagers that they love each other, but many times don't like each other.
Yeah.
And fight about stupid stuff. And that is also almost a trigger for you is when the kids fight. And so add all of that together, we have a rough time.
Yes, we did. I did. And I probably caused them to have one as well.
Oh, good. Our girl said it was the best vacation they've ever had.
Yes.
In fact, it was so great that for Carson's graduation present, we're taking her again,
We are taking
a
her
redo.
again.
The best part is she'll never watch this. She doesn't watch the podcast.
She'll
so
never know.
And
Yeah.
if any of y'all tell her who are watching, you're turds.
No, she knows about it.
Yeah, we told her yesterday.
told her yesterday.
Oh, I was like,
yeah. We told her yesterday. Happy
This wasn't public
graduation present. Here's what we're doing for you.
Yeah.
And so, but this is you. This is you saying, I want to do
I want
this.
to conquer this because I don't want my past experiences, my past traumatic experiences stop me from enjoying things that I enjoy. Like, I enjoy going on cruises and vacations with my children. Yes, was that a bad one? For me personally, yes. So I want to do another one and just prove that it was just a bad time because of my medicine change or what I did to myself medicine wise. whenever we went on our married couples cruise, I was nervous in the beginning because the last cruise was that Disney one where I had very intrusive thoughts, and I had proved I did very well on that cruise. Um, I did have to take my like emergency meds once or twice, but besides that, like did well. So I thought, okay, I think I can go on another. I think I can go on another cruise. It helps me to not feel like I am in chains because of traumatic experiences.
So for people out there who are watching this, who they struggle with going out to eat
Yeah.
because of the anxiety that they deal with in going to church on Sunday, or in going to, I mean,
Like a social
a
anxiety.
social anxiety, right? Um, what is the balance of? I'll say resting. Resting's not a word that either of us do really well. But what is the balance of protecting yourself? Of I'm not going out socially because I don't want the anxiety to flare up, versus I want to push myself to conquer certain things. What is the balance there?
I think you definitely need to be in a better mental state. Like if you are going and you're spiraling, I mean it's going to be different for everybody and how they are,
Yeah.
their symptoms or whatever are. Um I would say baby steps. Like and just know that your brain, if if it was a traumatic experience or um whatever kind of anxiousness that you deal with, like give yourself grace in everything that you do. Even if you just step outside and go through a drive-through. That's a instead of getting into a restaurant, you know what I mean? Like take that baby step um and then be proud of yourself for just taking that little baby step. Even if it was, if it was like going to the anywhere, if you do have some kind of like social anxiety where you don't want to get out with people because of sicknesses or anything like that.
Yeah.
Even if you just get in the car and like drive to the place, you don't have to get out and then drive home. Like just give yourself ways to have little wins so that you're gaining confidence back instead of being scared to do everything. Because there was moments where I was just even scared to leave the house.
Yeah.
And so like just baby steps, like, okay, well, I'm just going to go do this, but then I'm going to come right back instead of jumping full fledged in. I some people may be able to do that. I cannot jump fully in. I have to tiptoe into every situation.
And honestly, for the person, your spouse or people that are connected to you, I would say always be ready to give them an out. I'll use this example. You went to Disney and had a bad experience, and we're kind of struggling going back to Disney. And whenever we went as a family, there were moments where if 8 years ago Maddie were with us, we would have stayed and watched fireworks, and but Maddie would look at us at 6 o'clock and say, I'm done.
Yeah.
And so the whole family knows, okay, Maddie's done. We're going home for the day. It's okay. And then we can also prepare you for, okay, Maddie, tomorrow night we're going to watch fireworks. Okay? So whatever we have to do through the day to pace ourselves to get us to tomorrow night. If we need to go home, in the middle of the day to be able to, take a break, wind down, whatever, we're going to the kids want to watch fireworks, so we're going to stay till fireworks. And staying till fireworks was a hurdle. We thought we were good, and then we got right there towards the end, and it was like, okay, hang in there. Fireworks about to happen. Hang in there. But those of you who are people in your life may struggle with anxiety or bouts of mental health. Always be ready to give them the out, and be ready to, okay, yeah, you want to go, of course, or you need that, of course. Instead of, no, we paid this much money for this. We're gonna stay here and we're gonna get our money's worth. Her mental health and well-being is way more important than seeing a fireworks show at Disney.
Right. Or anything. Like just be super supportive and don't be upset. I think that's because well, as mothers or as, as a wife or as anybody, you're trying to do what's best for everybody, but, and like looking at everybody else's needs before your own, specifically like a mom does that.
Yeah.
So like I didn't want the kids to be mad at me because I needed to go. So then I would cry and be like, no, I'm going to stick it out. But then knowing like, no, I mentally was done. Like I needed to go. And they all like, cause we're open and honest with them. They do understand to an extent, but like he said that last night, he's like, nope, we are staying and we are watching. So we'll do whatever we need to do to things. So like they were super kind and like I could just sit and take breaks and just mentally like, okay, y'all go ride a ride and me and dad are just going to sit on the bench and just get a treat and just, cause that mentally, like for me, I get overstimulated, lately, not lately, but it has been like, if I get overstimulated, if I get run down, I feel like that's when I do get triggered more easily.
Yeah.
So I'm learning, how much rest I need and then how much rest is too much rest, because in the too much rest I can start having, thoughts as well, where it's like I'm not doing anything, I'm just watching TV, and then intrusive thought will pop in and it's like, where did that come from? Like I've been doing so good. And then just knowing like, okay, rest is good, but too much rest for me, and it's all personal preference.
Yep.
Too much rest for me is not good. Like, cause we are busybodies.
Yep. Let's have this conversation, and this will probably take us to the end. I watched your journey, and I watched you worship through some of your worst days. How were you able to worship inside of all of the frustrating moments and, the feelings that were rising up? How were you able to push away the feelings and still worship? And I'm talking about personal worship time, music at home alone, you wandering around the bedroom or, around the yard, cutting the grass or whatever, all the way to, declaring on a Sunday morning in front of everyone. How were you able to worship through all of the feelings you were feeling?
I don't know. I just know that whenever I worship is when I get peace through worship.
Yep.
Like songs, worship music really like bring me to peace. So even though I'm thinking bad and it's like something about worship music is calming for my mind, because it is speaking biblical truths over your life instead of what, like me thinking bad things about myself because I can't handle this or whatever. I know that worshiping for me is probably the easiest. Like if I could just get away and normally like listen to a worship song or two and just pray during those times, God kind of like soothes my soul and kind of brings me back to a peace. If it's cutting if I need to get away, cut the grass and have my beats on and just listen to worship music, it kind of takes my mind off of what I'm thinking, because I'm making sure that I am singing the words out loud over myself.
Yeah.
And whenever you're saying those things over yourself, you're proclaiming truths over your life. It just takes your mind off of things that you think and instead brings it back to God. Like, that's what worship music does.
That's
like,
so
it just
good.
brings truth back to your life.
So good. And for, again, this is one of those things that to me, hopefully we will continue to grow in this and figure this out more and more. But like even something as simple as you have a playlist on your phone called battle songs, battle music, battle songs.
It was battle songs.
Battle songs.
I changed the name.
And she's listening to these battle songs, and the battle songs were all worship songs that were about, like fear is not my future.
Right.
You are, fear is not my future. You are, right? And so as you turn on these battle songs that helped you in one season get through, then all of a sudden you go into another season where you're not battling anymore, and now you're in another season, and those battle songs come on, and it almost puts you
It
back
puts
in
me
that
back in that
place
place.
to where you felt like you were battling to get out of.
Yeah.
It's a wild journey that I don't think people fully understand or comprehend, because they're great songs, they're amazing songs,
Right.
and one day you'll be able to listen to. I forgot there was another one that every time I heard it, I was thinking, oh, Maddie's.
Surrounded.
Yeah, it may look like I'm so. No, the one to me though is and I remember it because it just happened to be the song that was on whenever you said you were driving and you threw your phone at me and you're like, take this, turn this off. I can't, I can't take it. Just turn it to regular worship music.
Yeah.
But it was
Or put on Disney.
shout Jesus from the mountain, Jesus in the street. Where it's like, I speak to all anxieties or whatever.
Oh, Katie Nicole song.
Is that what
Speak the name of Jesus?
is it?
Yeah. Speak the name of Jesus.
Oh, it's Charity Gale. Anyways. I speak the name of Jesus. Oh,
Katie.
I don't know.
Song.
Anyways,
Katie
one of
Nicole.
them.
Yeah.
One of them where that was the one that was on YouTube the phone to me like, turn these off. I just need regular worship music. I'm
Yeah.
sick of battling.
Yeah.
And so something that was so helpful in one season of helping you battle through turns in the next season something that almost puts you back in that place of, I don't want to battle through this anymore. I'm done battling. I'm now living in a season of overflow and joy and goodness, and now you've got
I have a
different
now.
playlist where it's like Christian hip hop
Called
and
worshiping.
and Caleb says it's the most random playlist ever.
Because it wasn't hip hop. It went from like Forrest Frank, "Good Day,"
Yeah.
into like Caleb, "It's a Good Morning."
No, it was something even more different.
And then it went into like a worshipful song.
Yeah.
It was just random.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some songs that definitely will trigger me now.
Yeah.
Because it was when I was battling and fighting at my hardest to just make it to the end of the day without having, a panic attack. And so now when those songs come on, it's like, it's a trigger for me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I've already finished that battle. I'm done with that. Like, move on. Yeah.
Which again is so great that you can get to that place to where you can see that and say, okay, hey, for me, when I hear shout to the Lord, it takes me back to a youth camp where I had an encounter with God. When I hear, there's all these songs. When I hear certain songs, it takes me back. When I hear no weapon formed against me, it takes me to a place, and so some are good and some are bad, and so I think it's just really cool how music does and how hopefully through this process we have been helped and benefited and helped other people through this process. So
Sorry, I'm tracking my Walmart order. I think I got a random phone call.
one great piece of advice you can give to someone who is helping someone who's going through anxiety or mental health issues. So a spouse of someone who's dealing with it. What advice would you give to someone like me? Great piece of advice you can give them. What is it? Because I think one of the things that I've learned is learning is so beneficial.
Yeah.
Learning about what's happening has been so beneficial to me. So moments like this where you're helping other people, what's a great piece of advice you would give to them?
Be their safe zone.
Like it's okay for you to say anything.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Right.
Come throw up on me,
Right.
say hard things to me, whatever. I'm here.
Right.
This is
Because sometimes we just need to get thoughts out of our brain, out of our head to get them out. Because then with me, once I get them out, I kind of will calm down. So like, be your spouse's safe area that they know they can come to and say whatever and not, we don't want to be fixed.
right. Not
You
fixed,
cannot
not
fix
judged,
me.
not condemned.
Right. just be there, be supportive,
Speak some truth.
speak truth over them, and just tell them it's going to be okay. Because it is going to
It
be
is
okay.
going to be okay.
Yeah. You are going to get through it. You've gotten through it before. You're going to get through it again.
Yeah.
If it's,
There was
an
a season.
hour or a
There was a
minute,
season where you wanted me to tell you it's just anxiety.
it's just anxiety.
What?
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Right.
What is anxiety going to do to you? It's just anxiety.
It's just anxiety. Yeah.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you.
So proud of you.
Thanks.
I love you too, Mom.
Thanks, bud.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us. Love you guys. God bless. Peace out.
Do the sign off.
Let's go. Do the here?
Yes.
What's that? Next video?
What? Sure.
Subscribe.
Thank you.
Whatever's
No.
going up here next in the future. Love you guys. Peace out. Let's go. But joy.